Hey guys, Ben here and welcome back to another video on Superman Lois and the future of the show. Will it be on CW next year? We have new news from the Hollywood Reports that we're going to be breaking down in this video. So if you do go on to enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future DCTV videos later this year. So I'm going to be leaving a link in the description below to the two articles that we're going to be breaking down. So we are expecting big news this week in regards to how the CW is going to shape the network in the 2023 to 2024 season, which will start in the fall. And so the CW upfronts are happening this Thursday, that being May 18th. This is the day that we're going to be expecting to hear about the fate of Superman, Lois and Gotham Knights and the other remaining shows on the network that haven't been renewed or haven't been cancelled. And so they're not doing like a traditional upfronts that we've seen in the past where all the actors come and everything. I think it's mainly going to be just, you know, the president of the CW who is next star appointed, and they'll just be announcing a bunch of things that they plan to do. Obviously we know that they are throwing away their originals, which obviously the CW was known for, and they're going for profits. That's all they care about, and that's what they've been saying all along. And so things are looking kind of okay for Superman, Lois and Gotham Knights right now because of these articles. So let's go ahead and read them because I believe they give us a good insight into what maybe we can expect from the CW later this week. So after I made that video the other day in regards to Walker getting renewed and then also the Walker prequel getting cancelled, we got news that Kung Fu and the Winchesters were cancelled by the CW. Actually, the Winchesters and Kung Fu have campaigns going on to save them. I would love to see any of the cancelled CW shows find new homes. I don't know why there wasn't much campaigning for like Stargirl and some of the other shows that are DC related, but it's good to see that the Winchesters and Kung Fu have people going out and putting the effort into trying to make them actually come back. And this is obviously just a CW decision. These people behind the scenes that created these shows, the actors, they never wanted it to end, and it's just the CW's choice. Along with the announcement of their cancellation, the Hollywood Reporter actually dropped a couple of interesting things in an article. Obviously the CW think that they are just making tough decisions, and by making tough decisions they're cancelling literally all of their shows. But I'm going to go ahead and quote the THR article because it says, with the cancellations, the CW has just 3 shows left on which to make a decision. DC dramas Superman, Lois and Gotham Knights, and All American's college set spin-off All American Homecoming. Sources tell THR the network will likely opt to bring only one of the 2 DC shows back. Superman Lois has a bigger audience. It's averaging 1.2 million viewers over 7 days to about 675,000 for Gotham Knights, but it is also considerably more pricey. Gotham Knights is the least expensive DC series the CW has ever aired, sources say. So there you have it. That is what THR is reporting, that the CW is likely to only renew one DC TV show between Superman, Lois and Gotham Knights, and they point out, rightly so, that Superman Lois does considerably better. It does like 2 times the average of what Gotham Knights does per week, and the only major factor going against Superman Lois is its cost. So I think the CW have probably thought about this and have considered what they're trying to go for, and with Superman Lois being more pricey than Gotham Knights despite it doing much better than Gotham Knights, I'm guessing they're probably going to go for Gotham Knights if I'm going to be completely honest. I don't think they're looking at quality here. You can see that from all the cancellations. They don't care about the shows. They're looking at price points, they're looking at viewers. Obviously Gotham Knights, as I said, doesn't do super well on viewers, so that kind of goes against it because I don't think they're going to be making too much profit from Gotham Knights despite it being considerably inexpensive compared to some of the other DC shows. They aren't pulling in the numbers that are going to afford them to make profit. Like, I don't think Gotham Knights makes profit despite it being much cheaper, and so I feel like the price point is just what they're going to go for. So I feel like Gotham Knights is probably going to get at least one more season at the CW and probably get cancelled next season. But we'll see if they actually change their values and renew Superman Lois instead. Because if I'm being brutally honest, Gotham Knights doesn't have anything on Superman Lois. Superman Lois is a much better show. It does better. They've already built up a kind of legacy over these 3 seasons. and I just don't see what else Gotham Knights is going to give that's going to be more beneficial than Superman and Lois, apart from it being cheap. So that is the first article. Let me know down in the comments below, do you think Gotham Knights is going to be renewed instead of Superman and Lois? I feel like that's going to be a typical Nexstar move. Like, I can totally see that happening. But THR released another article which is very intriguing, because we have some news in regards to potentially what could happen to Superman and Lois. So the title of this article is brilliantly, "What is the CW's brand? ? Because it's not homegrown originals anymore." That is entirely true. So they first point out the fact that the CW had 18 scripted originals between 2021 and 2022 in that broadcast season, and now they only have 2 shows with 3 remaining on the bubble at this present time. So it's just such a big change, and so the writing has been on the wall for what's to come with the CW since Nexstar took over. I think it's interesting what one person from the industry had to say next. When they announced a full schedule next week, mostly of Canadian shows, this AMC drama and F-Boy Island, they will have turned the clock back 25 years and truly turned it into a used parts network. That is very, very true. Based on what you've seen in the last week or so, if you guys are active on social media, you would have seen that the CW has picked up a bunch of TV shows from all over the place. They bought them cheap, they will air them at random times, and basically that's going to be their full lineup. They're going to try and use these cheap shows in order to make profit, and they are pretty much going to give up on any original content that they used to make. They give us some more insight into why some shows are still sticking around on the CW. So sources say that the CW's early renewal decision for All American was part of Nexstar's deal with Warner Brothers, as the studio continues to profit from the show's lucrative streaming deal with Netflix for the series from executive producer Greg Berlanti, also returning as Walker with a 13-episode order that will keep star Jared Padalecki on the network, and CBS Studios with at least 1 original on what remains of the CW. All-American Homecoming and the DC Comics dramas Superman, Lois and Rookie Gotham Knights remain on the bubble, as sources say the CW and Warners are reviewing costs for all 3 programs. Homecoming, it's worth noting, also has a lucrative streaming deal for Warners with Netflix, so that's probably going to get renewed. I really don't think they're going to cancel that, considering they have that Netflix deal. And according to sources, Schwartz, the new head of the CW, wants to keep at least 1 DC show on the network, which we just talked about, with a move to HBO Max possible for the veteran and pricey Superman Lois. So that is the new piece of information that I wanted to specifically highlight in this second article from THR. And other sources note that no matter how many homegrown originals the CW winds up with, none will feature episode counts of more than 13, with Walker already confirmed for its shortest order to date. So let's break this down, because this is a new addition in this article. I guess they got this information after they posted that first article. And basically THR is saying, according to sources, CW, as was previously reported, will keep at least 1 DC show on the network, with a possible move to Max, which used to be HBO Max, but they are rebranding, possible for the veteran show Superman Lois. I have to say it's great to see this actually being reported by reputable sources, because yes, we've heard rumors, oh, Superman Lois is cancelled, it's not going to get a season 4, it's not going to continue into the future, despite even James Gunn, the head of DC Studios himself, saying the show deserves to go on for a couple more seasons at least. And so I really feel like with Warner Brothers being involved and them knowing what the situation is at the CW, surely they're going to swoop in and save Superman and Lois, give it at least 2 more seasons, maybe even just 1 season to wrap up the show, because it's just really undeserving of being cancelled. It's literally that good. And so I love it that we're hearing that sources are hearing the same thing, that Max could potentially be the new home for Superman and Lois because of its price point. And I literally just said that before. I feel like that is the reason that the CW is probably going to keep Gotham Knights, and now hearing that a potential move to Max is available, possibly with them reviewing costs right now, that being the CW, obviously internally reviewing costs, and also alongside Warner Brothers because they are the production studio. I think we're going to hear that Gotham Knights stays at the CW, and I think Superman Lois is going to move to HBO Max for season 4. I think it will be in the same format. Normally Superman and Lois would air on the CW, then it would go over to HBO Max afterwards because they have a deal, and that was the same for Stargirl. So I won't be surprised if Superman and Lois finds itself with a new home sometime in the next year. I have to say I'm really hoping to hear this because I really don't feel like Superman and Lois's home is secure at the CW. I would much prefer it to go over to Max, even though Max obviously has had its problems with Warner Brothers and the shakeups that they've had since they did the merger with Discovery. However, I feel like it's going to get the appreciation that it deserves under James Gunn. And obviously, he's not going to be changing anything if it does go to Max. Yes, he is the head of DC Studios, and yes, he might like kind of look over it, check out some early cuts, see what they're doing, but he's not going to have much say because this is a previously run show. It's been on for 3 seasons, and obviously it's just come over from another network if that does turn out to be true, and it will be one of James Gunn's Elseworld projects that are in development and that are releasing on Max or in cinemas. And so yeah, I think it's going to be, you know, kind of like a win-win for Superman and Lois, and it's a win for the CW considering they can get rid of that cost, but also it's a win for HBO Max because it's a quality show. It's one of the best CW shows, if not the best CW show, and definitely one of the best DCTV shows. So they would definitely be winning in terms of getting that exclusive for their own streaming service. So once again, let me know, what do you think about this down in the comments below. And if you read this article, you can see the amount of shows that they've bought in the last few weeks. And as one insider from the industry was saying, the network has literally gone back in time. It's become a low-cost network that is just taking shows that are already on, and they are becoming a dumping ground for low-cost content, sitcoms, as well as reruns of different shows, and they are going to be making up the bulk of the full schedule that is set to be announced this Thursday. So I'm really looking forward to seeing the announcement. Honestly, I have kind of given up with the CW by now with all these cancellations and the fact that they are just literally bringing on whatever show that they can find in order to cut costs and have content to show cheaply. All I'll say for now is they've definitely lost their audience. They're going to have a completely different audience than they previously had. All of us CW fans are going to leave as soon as Superman and Lois leaves the network. And I think maybe the only shows that maybe some of us will come back for is like All American, Walker, and Gotham Knights. That's pretty much it. But that's not even guaranteed viewers because I feel like maybe Walker has a strong fan base as well as All American, but Gotham Knights doesn't have that yet. So they would have definitely lost the DCCW fans. But that pretty much does it for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Obviously it's not amazing news, but at least we're hearing something about the potential that Superman and Lois could continue beyond the CW. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and a comment, really helps out the channel, as well as subscribing and turning on notifications so you don't miss any future videos if you're new around here. We are uploading daily right now, so go check out any video that we posted on the channel recently. Got lots of Flash content up right now because the Flash is ending this month. We've got 2 episodes left, so we're going to have lots of Flash content as well as all the updates to do with the CW and covering new episodes of Superman and Lois every single week just as normal. But for now, you can click on the top right corner of the screen to watch my latest video, and I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.
I see red.